Hi, I'm Erin Sparler from EyeConnect Crafts, and this is Jean from Charmed I'm Sure Studio. We're here today, and we're going to show you how to put together your Totem Poppets using 1/16 inch eyelets and the 1/16 eyelet setters from Fiskars. So let's get started, quick and easy. So I have here our duck Totem Poppets, and they're really easy to put together. We have a small insert in our packages so that you have a little write-up on your totem, and it reads, "Ducks are adaptable and clever. They are at home in 3 worlds, water, land, and air. A person with a duck totem is able to dive down into the waters of the subconscious, navigate the waters of life with ease, and still have tremendous flights of fancy. Fun to be around and gregarious, ducks are social animals that migrate long distances with their flock. If you have a duck as a totem, consider taking a trip with friends or family." So you can put this in your artwork. You could glue it right in your art journal. You could cut this off. You could use it in whatever way you want. So here's our little duck totems. They come in chipboard. They're 100% recycled, made in the USA. And you just pop them out. So I'm going to pop out my duck totems here. And you'll notice that the edges have like a little dark area around them.
I see that.
That's because they're laser cut. They're not die cuts. They're laser cuts. So that's kind of, I like it. It adds a little patina. Neat thing too is now that we have a little chipboard, you can use this as a stencil after you're done.
Very nice.
So what you want to do first, the very first thing is you want to take your pieces and you want to lay them out on your surface and decide which direction your animal is going to go to.
He's really cute.
Thank you. Do you want him to face to the right? Do you want him to face to the left? So you want to decide which direction you want. I think I want him facing to the left today. So I would just flip over his pieces and decide that. Now you should use some kind of protective surface. Here I have an old chopping block. And you could use a self-healing cutting mat. The reason is these little eyelets will leave an indent in your work surface. So definitely protect your work surface. My other suggestion or my other tip is that if you're going to stamp or gesso or paint your duck, you should probably do it first. And the reason for that is that it keeps your beautiful little brass eyelets clean, and then your duck can move a lot easier. You can paint them afterwards, but then you have an overlapping area that might not get paint, or it will stick as it dries.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you want them to move, paint them first. So here I have my bag of goodies. I have this little squeeze bottle. This was a kid's vitamin formula, and I filled it with gesso so that I can take it wherever I go. So real handy. I'm going to put my duck actually on the table here to gesso him real quick. So we'll give him a little squirt of gesso here, a little dab there and there. Whoop, come here you. You could do both sides. If you were going to like hang this from something, you might want to do both sides.
Now that's just pure gesso. It's not watered down.
Yeah, no, it's not watered down at all. You don't have to use gesso. Do you remember when we did the workshop? One of the girls didn't use any gesso. She used the spray inks from Ranger, I believe they were. And you could kind of see the chipboard through the paint, and it was actually really neat looking. It had kind of an added texture.
Yeah.
So that's an option, is you don't have to gesso. You know, what the gesso does is allows the paint to be more opaque, and it just allows the paint to not get sucked up so much, and it gives you a white background to work with.
So it seals the chipboard.
Yeah. Otherwise it sucks up the paint a little bit more. Now since this is so small, I don't care about how much paint it's going to suck up, and I don't really, I'm using cheap acrylic paints, so it's no big deal.
Okay.
So I'm going to hit it with the heat gun real quick to dry it. Thank you. These little heat guns are handy. They just speed things up. All right. And then the next thing I'm going to do, thank you. Oh, lost my leg. Make sure you don't lose your pieces. They're tiny. So now I'm just going to use a little bit of the brown dabber from Adirondack, and I'm going to dab on some brown. And I'm actually allowing the dabber to kind of not completely cover it because I'm going to add some orange as well. So I'm going to add a little orange. I'm going to actually put it on the craft mat here. And then I'm going to use a small brush, a small paintbrush, to just kind of dab this into the brown so that you get kind of a modeling effect like a duck, or I'm actually thinking of a chicken today because I have an art journal where the subject matter was stories that affected you. And I'm thinking of The Little Red Chicken. I don't know if you've ever read that.
No, I haven't.
It's a cute little book. It's one of those old golden books from like the 70s. And there's a little red chicken that does all the farming. And she grows corn and bakes bread. And so with the spring arriving, I've been thinking about this book. So there you have it. Now I'll hit it with the heat gun again to just dry it real quick. You can see he has kind of a mottled look. I haven't made him real flat, and I think that adds interest to the pieces. Oh, that's kind of neat. I had big globs of orange paint.
And it's bubbling up a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Dimension.
Yeah, yeah. You can create dimension with these by adding beads or fabric or stitching. Okay, so now that he is done, he's painted. That was all of 2 minutes. I'm going to put him on our chopping block here. I'll move this over. I have some eyelets poured out. We sell packs of 1/16 inch eyelets like this. We sell them in packs of 25, 50, and 100. There are other places you can get them as well. Volcano Arts, I think, sells them. But I think you found this. What did you think of our eyelets, the length?
I like them a lot. It's a perfect length. A little shorter is too short, longer is going to bend it over.
That's what I found too in our tests. So we have special eyelets that are just the right length. So a great tip with your eyelets here is we like the Fisker eyelet setters. And we tried a couple different setters. Fisker sells these sets of 3 here. And each one is labeled on the orange part with the size. 3/16.
Right there.
Yeah, 1/8. And they have a 1/16. And we tried a couple others out. We have a review on our website. This just ended up being our favorite because there were no tools required.
I like them too. I use them in my classes when I use that size rivet for other things.
Yeah, they're a little loud, but that's okay. So here's what I suggest with the eyelets. Instead of trying to hold them and hold the pieces together, is set them shaft up on your surface. Flip your main piece on top. Now, I do have a decision here to make. Do I want the head to be on top or behind? So I want his head to be on top. So I'm going to put his head on first. So here's my eyelet. I just put the head on the shaft of the eyelet on the chopping block like so. Then flip the body and put it on like that. Now you need to use this little tiny tip right there. You want to make sure you get that little nub in the hole of the eyelet. Hold it solidly and then pull straight up and down. I think you saw I actually broke one of these eyelet setter tools by not pulling straight up and down one time. And that's it. It makes this, yeah, it sets them perfect.
Perfect set.
Yeah, and look at that. The head still moves. Now, if you want it tighter, you can give it a second thwack. You can see it did leave a nice dent in my board. If you do it a second time, it's going to get a little bit tighter, and now see the head doesn't wobble.
Okay, so second time, if it does too loose, just do it the second time, it'll tighten it up. Good.
Yeah. So then I'm going to do the legs. I put an eyelet, shaft up, and I put the leg on. Now, once again, do I want the legs in front, or do I want the legs in back? I'm going to do one leg in front and one leg in back.
Oh, that's cute.
So then we put our eyelet, put it here, put our nub in the hole, pull straight up, snap. I'm going to leave it a little loose so I can play with them a little bit more. And one more. All right, this time I'm going to put the body down first so that this leg is in back. And then I'll put the leg on second, like so. Insert the eyelet setter.
Erin, what if
Yeah.
I don't have the eyelets? Can we use something else to join them together?
We sure can, and we're going to do a video on that. You could use a rubber band. You would lace it through, tie a hole on one side and the other.
Okay.
You can use a little piece of string. You can use a dab of glue. Now, they won't be able to move, obviously, if you use the glue. But if you don't have eyelets, it's not a big deal. It's just that the eyelets are so darn cute.
That is really cute with one leg in back and one leg in front. I like that.
So there he is. And then to add even more interest, I was going to look at putting some feathers on him.
Oh, that's really cute.
So I'm just going to use a dab of glue. I'm going to use our Rhino glue that I got from Erin Cack. I love this stuff. And I'm going to test out my feathers. I just want some little ones. I thought maybe the red, but now that I'm seeing it, I actually think maybe I like this as kind of like a wing. I think I like that white one. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
That's
I think
cute.
that's the right size. So I'll just put a dab of glue kind of in the middle here. And I'm going to stick our feather down. And you could do more than one feather. You could do pieces of feathers, whatever you like.
You could even put it behind a little bit too, couldn't
Yeah,
you?
I think I'm going to put this one on here as well. I'm going to have two little feathers there. And this one's going to kind of sit out a little bit.
Now, Erin, I really like these Totem Poppets, and there are so many different ones that you can get. Where would I buy these?
Well, we have a list of our retailers on our website. And if you happen to know or have a favorite retail store in your area, we'd love it if you guys would ask for us and ask your retailers to carry us. We are a new company and we are wholesale only currently, but that could change in the future if we got a lot of requests.
A good woman-driven company.
Hey, that it is. So there we have it. There we have our little duck with our, you know, I'm not sure that's too big. I'm just going to leave it with the one. There's our duck totem poppet, and then we'll have another video of ways to put these into an art journal or into a greeting card, or the possibilities are really endless. You could use them on whatever you want. You could use them on little place settings or invitations.
You can make a little shadow puppet out of it.
Yeah, you can put them on a stick and
Cool.
play with them. And also, I love to Zentangle mine. Some of the bigger ones. I love to break out my white paint pen, and now I've got a gold and a silver. Ooh. So I love to Zentangle them. In fact, let's give him a little eye. We'll give her or him.
Or we could glue a bead on there or something.
Oh, yeah.
For an
I
eye.
have a bead, actually. I brought beads just for that purpose. I have green beads. Maybe a dark green eye. Oh,
There you
there's
go.
one. Perfect. I think that's going to look cute.
Oh,
Where
we
did I
will.
put my glue? There we go. We'll put a little dab right there in the middle. This glue gets on your fingers. It never comes off. It's like super glue. There, now he's got a little bead for an eye. I like that. And there you have it. One duck totem poppet. And we still have miniature ones that actually have a little wing to go and a big one. So you can do, this set comes with 2 large ones and 2 small ones, so you can create a family. Mama duck, daddy duck, 2 kids.
I can see when you're reading this story to a child, he would like to have them to act it out.
That would be fun, yeah. These are great for kids to play with. My son loves to play with them, and they're pretty sturdy. The chipboard's pretty thick and can take a little bit of abuse. They can take a lot of paint and whatever.
Okay.
Well, thanks. Thanks for joining us here in Charmed, I'm Sure Studios, and I'm Erin Sparler from EyeConnect Crafts.
And Jean Van Brederode from Charmed I'm Sure Studio.
Excellent. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.